Hi everyone, so this is going to be my MAC makeup collection. I store all my makeup in the Alex 5-drawer unit from IKEA. I have a MAC book on top of my drawers, which I just keep for inspiration and looking throughout the day. This is just my MAC makeup collection. In the top drawer I'll be showing you through all the products as I go and how I store them roughly. I will also be doing a MAC updated lipstick collection video as well, so stay tuned if you want that. This is my first product. This is Lightscapade Mineralize Skin Finish from MAC. Soft and gentle. This is a limited edition called Stereo Rose. Gold Deposit. And Cheeky Bronze. So the next thing I have is my Mineralize Skin Finish Natural. This is the shade Light. And then I have the shade Medium. This is the shade Medium Deep. The shade Dark, and lastly the shade Give Me Sun. I use these as my bronzers and my face powders, and I also have one in the new packaging which is medium golden. So next up I have my MAC bronzers. This is in the shade Golden. I also have the MAC bronzer in golden again, but in limited packaging, and the MAC bronzer in limited packaging again. This one is refined golden. Then I have some of my other powders. This is Select Sheer, and this is in the shade NC15. I also have NC35 and Medium Dark Care Blend powder. Next up I have my Studio Fix powders. I have them in 6 different shades. I have NC20, NC30, C40, C35, C4.5 and NW22. As you can see, they all vary slightly. I have some of them for myself and some of them for my kit, but also they're great. I use them for makeup when I'm not wanting too much coverage without foundation, or just to set my foundation when I'm wanting a little bit more coverage. I also have my MAC Studio Sculpt powder in the shade Medium. I keep all my powders in little boxes that I cut in half that I get just collecting the boxes from any packaging that I get. Cut them in half and they seem to perfectly store them. I stack them all in little sections as well. Next up is my Pro Set powder from MAC and Mineralize Loose powder in the shade Medium. I next store 2 of my concealer palettes in the shade Light and Medium. This is the Studio Finish concealer that you can get at the Pro stores. Now these are my MAC Mineralize Blushes. The first one is in the shade Gleeful. Then I have the limited edition one in Modest Blush. This one is called Lovejoy. I then have another limited edition in Lavish Living. The new packaging in the shade New Romance. And this is a cream blend blush called So Sweet, So Easy. I also have another blush which is in Trace Gold that I need to depot. And then my cream contour powder in Pure Sculpture, which is a pro sculpting powder. I also store these in little cardboard boxes. So next up I have 3 small eyeshadow palettes from MAC. That one there stores 2 limited shades, I don't remember the name. That one was the Fabulous 3 from one of the collections that came out. And again, one of them from the Christmas collection that came out recently. I just store these up top because they're nice and easy to get to. I also store all my MAC 4 palettes up here in a cardboard box. Unfortunately they can't all quite fit in, which really bothers me. First up we have a Passionate Quest Quad from the Novel Romance collection. Then we have the Riri palette in the shade Smoked Cocoa. The Kelly Osbourne palette in Bloody Brilliant Quad. The Brooke Shields collection palette in Trusted Instinct. The Viva Glam lip palette that came out with the recent Christmas collection. And lastly the Melt My Heart eyeshadow palette, which I think is permanent, but all the other ones are limited edition. And lastly is my first ever MAC eyeshadow palette, which I got about 7 years ago. So this is the second drawer down. I'm not actually going to go through and name everything in this drawer, otherwise it would take me so long. But I divide everything again by little containers. I have my paint pots, my pigments, some of my smaller eyeshadows and my larger eyeshadows, my casual colours, cream colour bases, and my lipsticks I store in here. So I store them all again in little white plastic paper boxes that I've gathered over the years. The third drawer down, I have my foundations, lip glosses, mascaras, concealers, and my skincare. I've stored these in half-cut lip gloss boxes, just cut them in half and stuck them together, and they store the lip glosses really well. Again, if you guys want to see an in-depth collection on anything specific, just let me know and I can go through it. Otherwise this video would be super long. Up here I have a box which I got from Kmart. It's a little wooden box that I store my foundations in. So I have some face and body foundations in the smaller and the large size. I have some of the Matchmaster foundation. And I also have a few bottles of Pro Longwear and Studio Fix fluid in several different colours, either for me or my kit. They range from very pale to a sort of medium depth of darkness. I also have 2 travel sizes of the Pro Eye Makeup Remover and Cleanse Off Oil. I also have 2 brow sets from M.A.C. One is the Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set in Quite Brunette and one is clear. I also have several mascaras from M.A.C. The first 2 is Zoom Lash by M.A.C. and the Studio Sculpt Super Black Lash. I also have 2 Mineralize Lash mascaras and 2 of the In Extreme Dimension ones in the extra black version, and then I also have the Extended Play mascara. Next up I have some small travel sizes of the skincare and oil control lotion in the Studio Moisture Cream. I also have some strobe cream and some strobe lotion. I have my M.A.C Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage Primer, my Blemish Gel, and my 24-hour eye base, which is amazing by the way. I also then have my lip conditioner and a paint stick from Pro, which is in a bright blue colour for more creative work. Then I have 3 Prep and Prime highlighting pens from M.A.C in Light Boost, Radiant Rose, and Bright Forecast. Then I have some Pro Longwear concealers, 2 in NW15, 1 in NW25, and 1 in NC20. Then I have a few of the Select Cover Up concealers and 1 Mineralized concealer. Next up I have a few pigment sets. This is a Nocturnal Pigment and Glitter set in green and teal. I also have my lip gloss set from the recent Christmas collection, an Objects of Affliction Plum and Pink lip gloss set. I have 4 Studio Sculpt foundations ranging in varying colours and 1 of the BB creams in the tube. I also have a spare strobe cream. Down the bottom I keep another set, which is the Objects of Affection Pink and Rose Glitter and Pigment set, and a few matte lashes that I have. Next up is my palettes. I have quite a few palettes. This one here is my Depotted Lipstick palette, which I keep mainly for shoots and jobs. I have some of my Depotted M.A.C blushes, and I also have a second one of those which has also a sculpting powder and emphasize in it. I have 1 palette with my Pro Longwear eyeshadows and my pressed pigments, and then the rest are the traditional eyeshadows. This one here is the pre-made Cool Neutral palette, which you can buy as a set. It is not refillable. And then I also have the Warm Neutral set, which is the same sort of idea, that it comes pre-made and it's not refillable or magnetized. And then I have 3 of my own palettes that I have made myself. This one here is my lightest warm neutral shades. I then have a bright and slightly more colourful palette, which I keep slightly more unusual unwearable colours that I like to play up sometimes. And then my last one's my darkest and more spunky palette that I have. I also move the palettes around a bit, and if you guys would like to have a closer look at all my eyeshadows, let me know and I can do a video on that. And lastly, these are my M.A.C nail polish. So if you guys have anything else you'd like to see from me, any more collections or in-depth reviews on any products, please let me know. I hope you've enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching.